August 15th, 1971. Televisions across America flickered to life as President Nixon delivered a shocking announcement. I am temporarily suspending the convertibility of the dollar into gold. For 27 years, the dollar had been pegged to gold, and this single statement would fundamentally shake the entire global financial system. A nearly 3-decade-old system was about to be dismantled overnight. And that word, temporarily, it never ended. So what exactly happened? The story begins in 1944. Back then, there wasn't a channel like ours to break down these complex events for you. Subscribe now so you don't miss out on understanding the global financial developments that shape our world. In July 1944, delegates from 44 countries gathered in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Their mission? Create a post-war financial system. The system was elegant in its simplicity. The dollar would be pegged to gold at $35 per ounce. Other currencies would be pegged to the dollar. And crucially, anyone holding dollars could convert them to gold whenever they wanted. This arrangement made the dollar the world's reserve currency. For over 2 decades, it worked beautifully. Global trade flourished, economies grew, and the world came to trust the dollar. But like all good things, cracks eventually appeared as the 1960s approached. By 1965, President Johnson faced a perfect storm. The Cold War was raging, and military spending had skyrocketed. The conflict with Russia was draining American resources, both materially and morally. But the military wasn't his only problem. At home, social spending had reached unprecedented levels. Johnson faced an impossible choice. Should he raise taxes? That risked losing public support. Should he cut spending? But where? Vietnam or domestic programs? Or should he simply borrow and print more money? Drop your thoughts in the comments on which option made the most sense. Johnson chose the third path, the printing press, and that's where the trouble began. As more dollars flooded the system, each one became worth less. Remember, the promise was that every $35 in circulation should be backed by 1 ounce of gold. But now, there were far too many dollars chasing far too little gold. The math simply didn't work anymore. Look at these numbers. In 1960, the ratio was perfectly balanced at 1.1. If you had $35, you could exchange it for exactly 1 ounce of gold. But by 1970, everything had changed. The ratio had become 1.7. There were $80 billion in dollars circulating against only $10 billion worth of gold reserves. In simple terms, if France, England, and Germany all showed up at America's door with their dollars and said, "We'd like our gold now, please, $35 for 1 ounce, as promised," America couldn't deliver. If you were leading a country and spotted this gap, would you have demanded your gold back? In August 1971, Britain did exactly that, requesting $3 billion worth of gold. U.S. Treasury Secretary Connolly's response was blunt. "The gold is gone. We have to suspend the system." Days later, Nixon made his televised announcement. The gold window was closing, and there was no going back. Global markets erupted into chaos. Nobody knew what anything was worth anymore. By 1973, the entire system had collapsed, and fixed exchange rates were abandoned, and so the modern monetary system was born. Money backed by nothing physical. Here's what that means. Before 1973, that bill in your wallet represented a specific amount of gold sitting in a U.S. Treasury vault. Today, there's no physical asset backing it at all. Its value exists purely because of our collective trust in the government that issued it. This system has now been running for over 50 years. Nixon severed the dollar from gold in 1971 and the world adapted. But history teaches us that no system lasts forever. Eventually, change will come again. So here's my question for you. If you were in Nixon's position, would you have made such a radical change? Or would you have tried to create a new tangible asset, something actually produced by America, and built the system around that instead? Don't forget to subscribe, and let's discuss in the comments below.